Refik, well, what is your evolution since the beginning of your story?
Yes, I think my first interaction with the computer when I was 8 years old was like truly thinking that machine can become my friend, my collaborator.
Really?
And by the way, I had this very funny story with my mom, like because after she brought the home computer for months, I had been like in in this computer world and playing games, designing those. You can technically create some design of those games, right? By reprogramming them.
Yeah.
Those are the months that I have been like on different level, and I never forget that feeling. And the other thing is, I want to remember the Blade Runner, the movie I watched, which I believe is inspiration with the architecture of the future. But I didn't see a dystopia as a child. Being a child means that we don't see dystopic worlds, we don't see dark worlds. I felt that keeping that is super important in the practice because life can be very complicated. We have wars, separations, conflicts, loss. It's super simple to be in the most darkest place of life, but I felt that keeping that feeling of that brightness in the future, I never lost that. But
you smile all the time, in fact.
It's I don't know. It's just this joy of the feeling that I go through life. But I'm very grateful that evolution. I want to come back is I'm grateful for my family because when I grew up with lots of teachers in my family, like they just if you have lots of teachers around you, you learn to learn at very early ages. You don't have a moment like I don't know this. Like you just learn that, and I think that really helped me to evolve because I'm a teacher at UCLA where I last 10 years. So that evolution is something very special, and also respect to the heroes is a very interesting time of my life. I guess to people that inspire me the most are the ones that I'm giving back. Like how they not only me to many millions of people they inspired. That how we are giving back that. I mean, again, today in the press conference on Inside, with art director of the museum, when I felt his feelings, his innovations for 3 decades, it was very powerful to see that there are many people that are pushing boundaries.
Yes.
And connecting that dots is fascinating.
And you want to push the boundary all the time.
I think that's my nature of understanding life. I feel like
no rest.
No, I mean, if it's easy, it never happened to me. If it's something easy, I don't remember. But I think I always think in my work, in our studio work, is we are as good as our next work. So we have to find new ways of telling stories of feelings and emotions and ideas and imagination.
And it means you came here, they said, okay, we want you to do something special for us.
Correct.
In this new room.
Correct.
And what did you think?
I mean, it was incredible because I know Frank Gehry's work very well. That I worked with his buildings last 10 years in Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra, Disney Hall projection mapping. His work to me is an inspiration. His compound curvatures are these beautiful sculptures. And there's Richard Serra next to him. When I come here,
amazing.
Wow, this is the place to imagine. But really what inspired me is what happens, the gallery is the canvas. Not necessarily my work is the piece on a beautiful wall or a floor.
So that was the starting point.
Yeah, exactly.
And after?
Yeah, and how we
next step.
And just really connect this future of imagination with AI to the building. And then let the gallery become the canvas as 360 as possible, and also never repeat itself and evolves, comes from another system in the cloud that always connected.
And what is the raw material?
It's the information about architecture, the raw material, and nature. So you will see that there's always nature when AI dreams.
What is nature?
To me, the nature is our most important thing. It's the most.
But we are nature, no?
Sorry?
We are nature. Nature ourselves.
We are a part of nature, but I think nature is the most important thing we have and the most inspiring thing we have. And preserving nature is absolutely the most important thing to survive as humanity. So I just thought that we have these two beautiful things in our hands, in nature and architecture, to create culture. I feel like they are just beautiful.
And so, basically, where did you find the data?
So we have two ways of using AI in our practice with me and team for 10 years. I train my own AI models and I work with my own collected data, number one. And nature data is last 2 years with Smithsonian, National History Museums and libraries.
You went to Amazonia.
Oh yeah, I live in Amazonia the last 4 years. I have a special name given by Yavanava people. So I have a very...
Yavanava?
Yes.
It's a tribe?
Tribe in Amazonia, in Brazil, Acre, in Brazil.
In Brazil?
It's an incredible place in the heart of Amazon. Takes 10 hours from the Gregorian River.
Wow.
Fascinating place.
Why did you go there?
4 years ago. It was,
Why?
It was a research and understanding and learning. And I know the tribe very well, thanks to my partner. She has been in the Amazonia before 9 years ago. And nature is my inspiration. I'm like dying to understand.
And you have no computer when you go there?
I had a computer.
You really?
I had but that was for a collaboration with the tribe. When I am practicing with them, the life in the forest, I take my watch.
Wow.
No computer. I am with them.
And you took ayahuasca?
Of course. That's how you can communicate. That's how you can survive in the forest for thousands of years. And it's not about that. It's their spirituality. It's their life way of living.
And you think that ayahuasca has an influence on your creation?
100%. I mean,
wow.
It is impossible to separate the spirituality in the forest. I mean, it is very clear that being in the forest with the tribe that is living there for thousands of years is very different to be in a city in a concrete jungle. When I switch my thinking and why I work with nature and AI, I found my compass not from a university or a documentary or a movie or an artist. Actually, I love truly the honest, from heart way of living in the forest. Because the conversations, ancestral wisdom, and the thing that we don't know as humanity from them is so much. I don't think we have truly understanding of what the ancestral wisdom means in the forest. So I have a huge respect and love. They are my mentors, they are my teachers.
Really?
Oh, truly.
So you go every year?
Every couple of months, I would say.
Wow.
Very often, because we record data from the forest.
Isn't it a pollution? To go there with your computer and your watch and your 21st century mind?
So it's a beautiful... Okay, here's the amazing thing. Yavanava people are one of the most innovative family in the forest. 14 years ago, thanks to the chief Nishiwaka and the Putani, his creative force, they decided to introduce instruments. They have this innovation in their culture. They are not like, when people think about tribes, they see things people are not communicating with us, very much biased about them. The Yavanava people is very different. And one of the reasons I believe the chief Nishiwaka's journey, who brought peace to the forest, who claimed the land back, preserved their spirituality and culture, very different than many other tribes in the forest. And because his vision to me is very innovative, 4 years ago when we met, he loved our AI work. He said that these are very similar to their dreams in their life.
Wow.
This is a fascinating...
So there's a link between the tribe in the forest and your work in here?
A huge connection. I think any work I do with nature and AI and design understanding, they are my compass. So before even meeting with them, I always train my own models and use on data. I was always at this compass, but with them I got much more deeper understanding. And I think we humanity, I don't think we know really what does it mean to be in a nature, because our life changed. Cities are evolved. Sure, we can go some hiking and some wilderness. It's not the same thing. Living in the Amazonia, the lungs of humanity, right? Very different. And so there's so much learning there that I don't think...
But do they have data? Their own data?
So this is the problem. they can only 70 people can speak their language. So from 1,000 people, I felt really sad when I, remembered that, okay, we have all these tools, all these languages, billions of people, but their language is not there yet. So we are working very closely with the tribe, by the way, to preserve their language with AI. So then bring to the future. And then we are designing this software system, open source, free, super simple, that maybe other tribes can use. I came from Amazonia 2 weeks ago, so we raised last year. So we donate our AI collection artwork for the chief's dream. We raised, I think, around $3 million open and transparent, and the chief took that funding, built a whole new village in the heart of Amazonia. They have now their museums, their schools, they have their culture center, and he hosted 400 indigenous people never met before. Imagine them, they're sitting together first time and thinking about future.
So if we come back to Bilbao, which is another tribe, what's the link between the tribe in Amazonia and the tribe in Bilbao?
I think this Bilbao project, Guggenheim project is very different, just a starting point, because I felt that here I'm going back to Frank Gehry and how this building become a very important signal that an architect, a breakthrough, a masterpiece, one of the most important museums in the world. So this is the starting point of this project is really different. But to me, the future of architecture is and should be not anymore what we have been doing the last couple of decades and centuries. Maybe we can go back to nature where the ideas are coming from. Maybe we can find new ways of innovations that we forgot. Maybe the nature has lots of solutions that we forgot. Maybe we can connect nature and architecture together and dream new worlds. And I think this is important for sustainability. This is important for remember.
But how?
That's what AI is offering. If you stay in the artwork for at least 10 minutes or something,
yes,
you will see that AI will be offering us what happens if nature and architecture come together. So that's why this artwork in the core, Frank Gehry and the museum and the future of architecture, but there's always nature in it. You will see beautiful places. By the way, I heard many people since the morning, I want to live here. Like this AI dreaming these places. I just want to live here.
There are some proposals.
Correct.
From time to time.
Suggestions.
But the moving abstraction, what is it?
The abstract part of the artwork is I think
because this is a mix of data, right?
Correct. So the artwork is multiple layers. The core layer is data. So we fly in these millions of images. We go through this like a library of the future. And then when the AI, and also we have these beautiful drawings, this the building drawings, Frank Gehry drawings, the WG files, just really fly through them. And then we find a way that AI start dreaming because it learned from them. After that dream, which is very realistic buildings and formations,
yes,
we enter these hallucinations, which I'm super exciting for.
It's hallucination of architecture?
Machine hallucination of architecture, correct. And there we see this new pigment, doesn't dry, that can take any shape, any form, that is liberated from the physical Newtonian physics. It just becomes the gallery, becomes a canvas, and there is no beginning, ending, there's no...
So, in fact, you are creating a competitor to Frank Gehry.
I don't think a competitor, but I think as...
I'm provoking you.
I think maybe we are inventing a new ways of seeing and feeling architecture. But
through nature.
Through nature and architecture. But I met with Edwin Chen. He is one of the very important figure for Frank Gehry that designed the building together. And he said that right now, 5 minutes ago, when we designed these galleries, the intent was see beyond 30 years later. The intent was always imagine complex artworks, evolving structures. He was dreaming not just another wall here, he never think the gallery should be like that. So he has this vision of
the future.
Very much. I feel like we connect again.
And you try your AI not to be aggressive, right?
No.
Because a lot of people worry now.
So
what do you say to the people who worry?
So it's a rightful thing to be worried. AI is very, very powerful.
And dangerous.
Can be dangerous, can be wrong in the hands, bad actors, whatever we call those people. So it's very possible because it's AI, it's a complex technology, but that's the reason that I try my very best to explain this. Like not only just use it and make egocentric work, but really explain that, really show that how it works, how data connects, how it dreams, what are parameters. Now, I know in the art history, artists not always share the techniques and tools, but if I am working with AI, sure, as AI has possibilities, but I think possibilities come with responsibilities. And that's one of the reasons that we have an education room in the museum, that you go to that room, immerse yourself, where data comes from, where it goes, what happens. So it's super important to demystify it, to explain it. The other good news, sure, AI can make bad things, but the good news we can
in bad people's hands.
Exactly, but we can use AI to also solve that. That's the good news. So this is like a mirror.
So we need
good
effect. People.
I think we need good people. We need good examples, right examples. Yes, lots of problems, tons of questions, hysteria, fears, paranoia. Sure, they all exist. Artists are questioning. I don't want to touch this commercial tool and so forth. They are right, but we can solve these problems. Like we can find, like as I mentioned, it's time for me to...
So do you agree with our good people against bad people?
I believe in good people. I believe in good stories. I believe in the story of a good for humanity. But we have wars, we have conflicts, we have problems. So let's be honest.
A lot right now.
So, and they will reflect to AI too, right? So it's a mirror for humanity. So we have to be very careful who we are. And AI, I don't think it's about AI, it's about humanity. So let's just maybe be clear about us first, first, and then maybe blame AI, right? And then also, like in our work, like we work so hard to, show good examples, right? Sure, it's not the fastest AI, but that AI is using downstairs is the natural data, natural energy, sustainable energy. Sure, it's not the fastest, it's not the best maybe technology for AI, but it does its work, it doesn't harm nature, it stays with us. So, this is possible.
I have two more questions. What was the challenge here?
So, number one, canvas. I mean, we have 50 projectors, 50 channel projectors. It's my most advanced immersive room. I personally...
Projectors?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, meaning that the room is so complex. 16-meter compound curve. So it's not like a box.
It's not
like a wall. It's not a screen. Relatively screens are easy because screen. You have a constraint. Here, full 360. And the second challenge is AI research. How to make this AI. Third, how we connect all this. Custom software. For 1 year, we write a custom software that AI has an eye, artwork has an eye, that can calculate distances, forms, using the Franken 3D model that takes care of, it's aware. So it's aware of...
How many data coming from Hungary?
Like terabytes. Basically archive of the building first. Like all the drawings of this just building is incredible. Just this building.
But you took more than this.
Of course, Disney Hall and many others that I believe terabytes. So, and also how it's looked from the outside, images of his buildings. So not only drawings, right? That how the people, the world see the buildings. So we have both, which makes it very different. And plus our nature data, which is, we collect 500 million images, and only from that subset of this like there.
Coming from yourself?
I personally collect at least 10,000 images here in this data sets. I'm in love with photography. I started my practice early 2000s, and I never quit photography, and I never stopped thinking architectural photography. So Jules Schulman and many others, my heroes. So it's fascinating that my kind of hobby of photography that one day
can be
turned into a date.
Recycled. So in your dreams, what is the next step?
Dataland, our AI museum in Los Angeles.
Dataland?
Correct. So 2 years ago, me and my partner Efsun, we talk about like, okay, so we are grateful for where we are, and we work with these incredible museums in the world, which is incredible. And
But partner mean in work or in love?
both work and love.
Good.
So true co-founders.
And Turkish like you?
Yeah, both Turkish and from Istanbul, from the same college.
Wow.
And she also her own practice as an artist.
Yeah,
But
okay.
she's helping our studio to like evolve and grow. And then we thought about, okay, what is next? Like, how can we take this momentum, the energy, the context to like something higher that we can be a part of? And again, there's not so many Guggenheims, there's not so many MoMAs in the world, right? There are so rare institutions. But what about the artists that are coming next? Where they can also practice, try, experiment. And I believe there's so much, by the way, again, this is a very rare installation. It's super complex, but how can you practice this? Because you can only do one time here. Like, it's not a playground, right? So at Dataland in AI, another Frank Gehry building, what a chance, in Los Angeles, next to Disney Hall, hopefully end of this year, we are creating the world's first AI museum. And then we'll have our small collection, we'll have our education program, and lots of collaborations.
But what is the building?
It's a new the new building next to Walt Disney Concert Hall.
Okay.
And we have a huge space, 25,000 square feet space.
And how can it be used?
Sorry?
So what's the point about the museum?
The idea is like this form of art, and it's all about that.
Okay.
But just virtual.
And you curate it?
I'm curating, I'm first creating the first
Okay.
exhibition to start
Okay.
with my team, and then have our education program to teach AI, and then we'll have a small collection of collecting AI, this field.
And okay, and how large is your studio today?
20 people. 20.
Okay.
And we can speak 15 language and 10 countries.
Babel Tower.
Truly a beautiful place, and really I'm so grateful for my team, practicing for 10 years together, fascinating to think together.
Since the beginning,
2014,
Ah.
almost 10 years ago we started, and it grew. It was 6 people in the beginning, now we are 20 people, just right amount of people, like a lab, like a laboratory.
And it's in nature?
No, it's in Los Angeles. Actually, next to the LA River, kind of nature, where the Los Angeles River, where there's beautiful bird songs and everything. Like it's in the nature, kind of next to the LA River.
Okay, keep me posted about the museum. Merci.
Thank you very much.